Shit. Sorry about that. I didn't hit the. I'm sorry. All right, I'll start over. I was talking about this coming down to our buy area, and I titled YouTube "Can the Markets Run in Place," which is kind of my thinking here. But as the markets were coming down here, as I was speaking about this breakout failure and how the futures were accelerating down into this low in the wide range bar. And it's like, this is right where those that are long are going to puke it out, and it's going to stop going down. It's a wide range bar after multiple moves, even on a 5-minute, as it starts to accelerate like that into support, it usually begins to stabilize, and it'll attempt to turn around. So the weekly chart's got a sell setup against a wide range bar, which is risky, meaning the sell setup is risky when it starts from a wide range bar like that. Historically, that's been the case. I'm not going to know until next week. So if we do get the running in place day, which will mean an inside day pretty much, things flip around here. If they break this support, it does open up the door to, at least down to yesterday's low area. So we'll see if that's in the cards once things begin to take hold here and at this support. And if we should get a green day, even if it does go down, if we get a bottoming tail bar, I don't like the way this has come down. This is we expected this. But as far as playing the long side, I think it would be better to trade the long side with stocks that have showed relative strength or some other index than this one. For example, one that we have in our ETF letter. This is a low volatility one. I got so many other pages on TC. SP. LOV. Is that low vol? Oh, hold on. I got to get to my ETF page. Deleted by mistake. So many different ETFs these days, it's crazy. Look at that. And that's your low volatility portfolio. So even though it's S&P 500, right, low volatility, right, where we got a hold of this here, has made this nice move. So now this is at resistance, right? And SPY is down here, where maybe can it make the turn here? If it does, I'm thinking if this is going to pick up some steam to the upside, our low volatility one is going to start to underperform. And it doesn't mean it'll go down much, but it's likely to underperform as money rotates into things that are more aggressive. So I don't know yet. We really have to see how today turns out. SPY is almost down here at 448, which really is not a big deal. I mean, it's straight up here near, the top of yesterday's range. But whatever's got this selling going right now, we'll see. It's going to take some backing and filling, and we'll just see if this can hold here. If it breaks yesterday's low, it should make a quick trip down to 440 or so. But let's see. Maybe this is just going to chop around here today. It'll be in the money. Well, it's right there. I mean, geez, if it can't get in the money, McGraw, something's wrong. I mean, it's right there. Whether it can get, if it can get in the money, can it stay in the money? That'll be the question. And so you got this little void here. if it can clear this area to start moving up. So even if they hold it here today, which could be the ideal scenario, for a move up next week, we'll see. Yeah. All right. So, and so as SPX goes, I gotta lose track of these. Okay, SPX. 4560. 4560. Look for a turn if above 45 by noon. Okay. You're getting into like a guy I used to follow about 30 years ago, McGraw. I know you're looking at different stuff, right? But there was this guy. Okay, I got a little bit of time here. Anyway, Michael Jenkins. This guy could write. He knew stuff about the market. He was amazing. Now, 30 years ago, thereabouts, I knew little to nothing. Okay, so pretty much anything could have been amazing to me. But for what a little bit I did know and what I was learning, the guy was amazing. And so he would make calls, not like what's happening today. He would make calls, and I saw him do this on TV once, and the woman interviewing him, her mouth just looked at him dumbfounded. And this woman was never for a loss for words. And she asked him, Michael, what's going to happen in the markets? And he said, well, he said, a week from Tuesday at 3:00, the market's going to top out. She just looked at him like, what? And he used to just follow this esoteric stuff, with fib time cycles and Gartley patterns. And that was a time where I thought all of those things were the way to go. But, when you start looking for certain things to happen at certain times of day, which we have our times of day where things happen and all that. But this guy was on another planet. And I don't think he's around anymore, but he was good in a day. All right. So 4560, let me just see where that is at right now. 60. I'm looking down. That's I'm just checking the quotes right now. It's come down a little bit. 4560 was 85 by 95 before. Now it's 60 by 70, which is still okay. To get above this level, I think is going to be safe, but that's the best we could do. Let's bring cash out to sell. Yeah, that makes sense, McGraw. This guy was like, look, search his name, Michael Jenkins, and look at some of the stuff that he wrote back in the day, or if he's still around. I mean, he just knew stuff about the markets that were just so interesting. Whether it really made you money, there's a lot of guys around like that can talk about interesting stuff. It's another question about whether it'll make you money. But all right, so the downside wasn't so attractive. That's why I was saying the premiums have shifted, where the downside was a no-brainer. And now the upside, I wouldn't necessarily call it a no-brainer, but you'd want to be somewhere below 440, 444 there. Like to be below 4,400, which as it comes down, 4,410. So if the markets sell off here this morning down toward yesterday's low, look for something down here, right around 4,400. And 4,410 is 50 cents by 65 right now. So you see, pre-market here. You see the futures have kind of topped out a little bit. They're on that support, so they're starting to inch under it. So I think you can go for the downs. If it keeps going down, well, you'd have to be pretty quick on the upside to grab the premium up there at the open. But if it sells off, sharply down here, then look for something down here. All right, so that's what we'll be looking for in the room. Okay, let's move on. Not to take too much time. So far inside day here. You know, yesterday's low support area. You see it's selling off. I don't know what the news was, but whatever. Maybe Dan will know or mention. But so we get a little bit of a trading range going on. It's right about in the middle of the range and kind of like in no man's land here so far. YM still green, similar pattern. Well, that took out the high income, but everything's coming in. Russell, I think eventually we get some stabilization days. I think it comes down here, and the only reason being is that's going to be the best place to buy. Right? Once it gets down there, at least for a bounce, and the faster it goes down there, the better. Create a void, pop back up again. Bitcoin, talked about this correlation to the broader markets that started up here, and it's pulling back, kind of a mess. That's a better looking sell setup, but we're kind of, we're in a tough spot right here, and that's one of the reasons, I titled YouTube, "Can the markets run in place today?" Which I think whether it goes down initially in the morning and it comes back up, overall, it's going to be a running in place. And whether that running in place doesn't mean like flatlining, it just means it's not going to do something of significance to the upside or the downside. Within the realm of the daily chart, on a 5-minute chart and so on down there, yeah, it'll look like big moves, but in the context of the bigger time frames, it's not going to. I don't think it's going to turn out to be much of a big deal. TNX sell trigger, yeah, maybe. I mean, shit's extended, right? Geez. I mean, how the market isn't getting crushed. When interest rates going up like that, but it's all about this longer term yield spread here, curve, that is actually improving because of the speed at which these things are going up. So, if this kept inching down, well, these are inverted, I would say the market really doesn't even have a chance. But let's just say, while it's not a great situation here, it's got a chance for some type of bounces, and we'll see how far they bounce. Right? Gold doing nothing, silver doing nothing, and this has just been crushed. It's a momentum move. Dan, did you put the put spread on this yesterday? Well, you have to go out to last week. I know we talked about it. I don't know if you did it, but it seems like a great idea. I guess we'll talk about it if you did. And just look at this mess. We're anticipating, this to pull in here, and this buy setup to fail, and it's sitting on the support, and buyers stepped up here. Can they prove themselves? They'll give it another college try today to see if they can get things turned around. And we don't want to be a frog in a blender today, but this looks like it could be that kind of a frog in a blender day, but certainly good for 0 DTA spreads. Someone sold 44.50, 44 in pre-market times 500. Woo-hoo-hoo. Okay. Well, somebody is looking to make a ton of money, or they're not looking to lose it, of course. Where's my move this stuff around? $44.50. Damn. 50 wide. You did 50 wide with the top strike there at 500. Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens. So McGraw, theoretically, it trades under that low. They're in pain. What do you think? You don't know what they'll do. They could add, they could do whatever, but that's aggressive, man. All right. To you, Dan. 10 wide. All right.
All right. Good morning. Happy Zero DTE Day. Not a whole lot of earnings again, but let's go through my interest list. All our opens are fine. You know, I said in the video, my bias was day trading above or below yesterday's high low. Started out strong, giving it up here. So I think the name of Greg's video today might be in play, run in place nowhere, which is actually better. Well, I prefer the short setup because then it's an inside bar and you get more overhead resistance on a smaller time frame. Let's just go right to the list here. This little silver stock here, double bottom, gapping up, 17 bucks, top of the range. That's not bad. 30-minute high. I already checked puts, but not enough juice. LXU, another wide range breakout. With all-time highs, I would love a 1, 2, 3. Some of these banks here trying to make the turn on major support. I like the bottoming tail on WFC, JP Morgan, similar. Put spread ideas or 30-minute high day trades. Greg mentioned that one. This is an open trade in our ETF letter. ATER. Remember when it did this big bar and I made the comment? I said, hey, igniting breakout, new low divergence, price void. I said, I'm going to keep this on my list and I hope it just chops around for 3, 4, 5 days. And that's exactly what it did. And now we're getting a gap up though, but the gap's too big again. So it was shaping up if it would just settle down for another day or two, but I'm going to keep it on the list. Save, you know, this is the buyout. Frontier started with them, and then JetBlue got in the picture. I looked for a put on this, which would be not only technically based, that's a big bar that should not, you know, I can't say ever, but this bar should not get violated for a very long time, like weeks, unless they pull the discussion. So that would be the bet that you were making, that I just think it's going to stay up here because they're in the middle of buyout talks. So the only problem is the 2250 puts, which was the available strike, is only like 10 cents. I'm not taking that gap risk for 10 cents. Are you crazy? But it's still worth watching as a long. You know, we got 2 inside bars. It's gapping up. Let's back up, put it right here. This cross, it's light volume, but you know, I see 1 or 2 prints up here, 83,000 yesterday. But if it is breaking out, look at all these moving averages. Look at all 3 converging like that. The 20 finally broke out, the 50s curling, price void. That's a great little bottoming pattern. SST was another rocket ship on volume, gapping up 31. This I don't know, looks like a day trade Reddit toy. Hewlett Packard, I was watching for a call spread, just, you know, big old gap up on, you know, the news. Buffett taken up to 11% stake, and the idiots drive it up. I mean, I get the reason that it's gapping up. I totally get it, and the reason is you know, it's a vote of confidence. A vote of confidence of somebody successful and respectful is doing something, accumulating or dumping, that sends a message. but I always make fun of the magnitude of the gap. Twitter was another one. See this gapping up here? I was looking for call spreads this day on Tuesday. And they sucked them out a lot relative to the prior day. But I was saying, Elon Musk taking a stake, fine, that's bullish. He's going to get on the board and, he'll shake things up. I get it. But does that warrant a 30% rise in fundamental stock value? Not to me, it doesn't. QDL, yep, closing breakout. I posted that as a put spread, but on a pullback, let's also watch that for a directional long. Nice void. Nice void right there. HP, 30-minute high. See it gapping up here a little bit. Breakout. Momentum is slowed, but momentum slowing in an uptrend. 20, 50, 200. It's fine. I'm just not going to rush into it, but that's a nice little 30-minute high setup. Put that in the window. Good. The Goldman comes out now. Why didn't Goldman come out when it was $16 and say, hey, you all, I think you should sell it now in this rally. So it drops 25% in 2 weeks. Now they're giving it a sell rating. Oh, well, Wall Street as a circus. WD-40, nasty downtrend, but big gap. McGraw, that's a put spread idea, 30-minute high. He's typically spready, I think, my recollection. Okay. PSMT, breakout, it's sloppier, but it's consolidating in a trading range, and you had a small little downside shakeout. So it's not going to rush into it, but it's a watch. There's that Crust ZTS from yesterday. McGraw found this in the morning. It looked really good. And I said it was a no-brainer put spread, but I don't know. Yesterday I was looking everywhere for credit spreads because there's so many bullish patterns. I even sent out a text alert to our subscribers saying, don't worry, Telegram is still working. I just don't have anything for you today in terms of spreads because the juice was either too low, but the primary reason is the spreads were ludicrous yesterday. And that's an example right there. ULCC, this is a short under the low, bear 1, 2, 3. 6 right here, making the turn. I'm going to set an alarm. 2730. We'll come back and look at it. UPS, another put spread idea, but this is actually gapping down to yesterday's low. Transports are on my Climo list. You just gotta wait for the turn, and then go through our credit spread checklist. This was a beautiful breakout play, but missed our entry. EXR, that looks good. A REIT. You know how we talk about bull flags and triangles and so forth? This is what we call a bullish rectangle. So, it is what it is. The flagpole is your momentum breakout move, and it's consolidating. So, and then you had a closing breakout. So that looks really good. EXR. These are all left over from yesterday. Lope, breakout. CWST. I'd prefer to go sideways one more bar and then we buy it on Monday. Perry, we did enter yesterday as a buy setup. Intuit, bottoming pattern. I would like it more on Monday also. ROP breakout, Tomo, wide range. I was hoping for 1, 2, 3. J Juliet, we bought yesterday. Ka, wide range breakout. I'd prefer 1, 2, 3 just because it's ran a lot. Vivo, we bought yesterday. WST, long watch, top of the range. That looks really good. Now this actually would be good if it triggered over a 30-minute high. Because then, you know, I don't want it to run. That gives me 30 minutes to see what the broader market's going to do. So I'm going to put that in a window. SYY breakout. Debbie mentioned that one. Ollie North. Kind of another bold rectangle looking thing. I would prefer 1, 2, 3. ULCC, we mentioned short already. CXM, wide range igniting. I'd love a 1, 2, 3 on that. Look at that amazing 15-minute chart right there. That is what we call a late day breakout. Up on the day, bullish consolidation in the upper third into the 20 price void. And I said in the green room, the only problem was the market was extended, rallying for 2 hours yesterday. Whereas if the market were breaking out also, then that would be fabulous. All right, here we go.